13 January 1770. At 5 a.m, saw for a few minutes the top of the peaked mountain above the clouds, bearing northeast. It is of a prodigious height, and its top is covered with everlasting snow. I have named it Mt Egmont, in honour of the Earl of Egmont.
The symmetrical cone of Mt Taranaki, the original Māori name for Mt Egmont, is over 2,500 metres tall and dominates the Taranaki district. Arguably the most beautiful of all New Zealand's mountains, it is the culmination of numerous past volcanic eruptions. These have not only built up the mountain, but have also shaped the surrounding countryside. Mt Taranaki has two eruptive centres, the Egmont volcano, which is the main volcanic cone, and Panitahi, or Phantom's Peak, which was last active about 3,000 years ago. Mt Taranaki has erupted perhaps a dozen times in the last 700 years, with the most recent eruption in 1755. Today, it is classed as dormant, yet it could erupt at any time. The mountain is the key to Taranaki's prosperity as a leading dairy farming region. Its volcanic debris and lava flows have created rich soils. These are well watered by the rain that falls on the mountain, which is then distributed in all directions by many rivers that radiate from the peak. The province also has a number of notable parks and gardens, including the Rhododendron Reserve at Pukeiti and New Plymouth's magnificent Pukekura Park. According to Māori traditions, Taranaki was once one of a cluster of volcanoes in the centre of the North Island, grouped around Mount Tongariro. However, both Tongariro and Taranaki fell in love with Pihanga. They fought a tumultuous battle, and Tongariro won, forcing Taranaki to flee across the North Island. Taranaki first fled southward, gouging out the bed of the Whanganui River, then moved northwest until the first rays of the morning sun touched his peak, fixing him in his present position. The mountains remain within sight of each other, with Pihanga still longing for her banished true love, while Mount Taranaki is said to be weeping for her when he is shrouded in mist or rain. Meanwhile, Tongariro still smoulders with fury. All of the 8 tribes that live around Mount Taranaki revere it. In early times, the peak was so tapu or sacred that few Māori considered climbing it. The first to do so was the chief Tahurangi, who lit a fire on the summit to claim ownership. He named it after his ancestor, Rua Taranaki. In 1770, when Captain James Cook became the first European to see the mountain, he named it Egmont, after the Earl of Egmont, the first Lord of the Admiralty. The first European to climb Mount Taranaki was the New Zealand company naturalist Ernst Diefenbach, who reached the summit in 1839. His Māori guides, however, refused to proceed beyond the bushline because they believed the upper slopes to be tapu. The peak to the east of Taranaki's main cone, Panitahi, was named Phantom's Peak in 1887 in honour of 19-year-old Fanny Phantom, the first woman to climb it. Mount Taranaki not only influences the geography and climate of the region named after it, but its visual culture as well. In the earlier part of the century, dairy products from the region had an image of Mount Taranaki on their packaging, and the Taranaki Rifles Regiment badge depicted the mountain with cottages and burnt trees in the foreground. Today, images of the mountain can be found in murals, logos, and other branding throughout the region.